And then Jaden Hunt just bangs it onto his boot. Long ball. There's Fritsch. Bayley Fritsch on debut. What a way to start your career.
Great effort from McInerney, affected the kick. It might still work for Fritsch. He's a left footer and a talented left footer.
And now for D's one-on-one, ball out the back. Bayley Fritsch put the 1 mid up. Can he get it again as he goes to ground? Flicked it back. Harrison Petty back to Fritsch, and the D's get a goal.
Our guest tonight took the road less travelled to an AFL career. He was overlooked by the Eastern Rangers, and whilst playing Division 4 in the AFL with Coldstream, he was invited to train with 𝗙cie in the VFL. It was there in 2017 where he took out the Fothergill Round Medal for Best Young VFL Player, and as a result caught the eye of the Demons, who then selected him with pick 31 in the national draft of that year. He has a pinpoint pass, he's a high flyer, takes a great contested mark for his size and can kick a goal. Welcome to the Demonland podcast, Bayley Fritsch.
G'day guys, thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. As mentioned in the intro, you were overlooked to play under-18s football, playing in Division 4 in the EFL for Coldstream. Did you ever dream that one day you'd be playing AFL, let alone finals at the MCG?
No, I guess as a kid, you've always got that dream to, I guess, one day, be running around on the MCG. But for it to become a reality and then play some finals footy last year was pretty surreal, to be honest. But it was unbelievable and good fun.
Bayley, you made the grade the hard way, driving for hours at a time to get to training whilst working full time. Did that stand you in better stead for your career than perhaps if you'd gone the sort of the easier route that most players go through, where you have everything on a platter for you?
Yeah, I guess I don't really take it for granted, knowing that, I guess when I was an electrician, waking up at 5 in the morning, heading off to work, and then, as you say, going out to play VFL 3 times a week, not getting home till 10 o'clock at night. So, everything I do at the club, I do it to its full potential, I guess, and, not leaving any stone unturned, just trying to get the most out of myself every day and, I guess, living this dream as long as I can.
A number of clubs noticed your form in the VFL. There was the D's, and I believe West Coast were keen for your services. What was the feeling like when your name was finally called?
Yeah, I was just at home with just my immediate family and a college mate. That was it was a pretty weird feeling. It didn't really feel real till I guess the Monday when I was in at the club. As soon as that name got read out, there was a lot of emotions, that's for sure.
Bayley, you handled the transition to AFL extremely well. How much of an adjustment was it going from where you were playing in the EFL with Coldstream to VFL and then to AFL, where they're obviously a lot bigger bodied players?
Yeah, I guess with anything, it takes a little bit of time to adapt. But I reckon probably in those pre-seasons, going from local footy to VFL and then from VFL to AFL, when you're training with that quality of player during the pre-season for 3-4 months, you sort of get used to it, and then you play a couple of practice matches. Like I played the 2 JLTs last year leading into the game. I played a few practice matches when I first come out of local footy in the VFL, so I guess it probably helped with the transition. But once you sort of play a couple of games, you sort of get used to the speed, and it's all systems go from there.
Bayley, we love a first kick, first goal player, and although you didn't quite achieve that, you kicked a point with your first kick, you certainly followed that up with a great mark and a goal with your second kick in front of a big crowd at the G. How was that feeling?
Yeah, that first one would have been nice to go through, but when I took that mark and in front, I thought, I can't miss this one, can I? But when I pulled that mark down, against Geelong, it was unreal. The boys got around me, so it was good.
You kicked a very healthy 42 goals for 𝗙cie before starting your career at the D's, where you kicked 17 alongside the likes of Hogan and Tommy McDonald. You then transitioned to the back line later in the season. What was the impetus for that move, and had you played much footy down back?
No, so I played pretty much all my junior careers in the forward line, pretty much my whole footy career in the forward line, to be honest. It was probably more just last year I played a little bit on a wing, and I guess when you're playing as a wingman, you're heading down back to help out with the back line, and I think the coach has probably seen just a couple of things that they potentially thought could be good in me and playing as a backman. So they tried that. I think we might have got an injury late in the year. I can't quite remember who it was, but I ended up going to play in that back seven in the back rotation, and obviously it was good learning, and it was only going to help my footy. But now coming back this year, I'll obviously play a little bit of back. That's probably more from an injury point of view, a little bit of wing, but now back down forward, which has been good fun for the past 4 or 5 weeks.
One of the major talking points among D's fans last September was your omission from the team that travelled to Perth for the preliminary final. How disappointing was that for you, and how have you learned from that experience?
Yeah, obviously it was really disappointing, but it was the best thing for the team on that given week, and I guess I was doing everything I can in that. If we had got through in the VFL Grand Final the next day to, I guess, put my name up for selection for the Grand Final, but obviously that didn't eventuate. But it was obviously, if you put things in perspective, it was my first year. I'd played 23 games, so if you had said that to me at the start of the year, I would have definitely taken that. But definitely I was disappointed, and it sort of, I guess, maybe gave me a little bit of drive in the pre-season, but not a whole heap.
After playing most of the year in defence, you were moved back into the forward line due to season-ending injuries to Tommy Mack and Sam Wiedemann. Since moving forward, you've kicked 12 goals, 10. You've taken 41 marks in 5 games, including hauls of 14 marks against the Eagles and 10 marks each in the last 2 games. In a year where the connection between the midfield and the forward line, has been widely criticised, you seem to be thriving as a forward target. Besides yourself going forward, what's changed to get that connection?
Yeah, I guess as a team, it's probably been one of our main priorities, that forward, 50 to 70 connection. I guess since I've been down there, we've all been working really hard together, working together as a group. And obviously working pretty closely with Jade Rawlings. He's been unbelievable for not only me, but the whole forward group and our ball movement in general. It's still patchy, but I think it's definitely getting more consistent every week since probably the second half of the year.
Do you have a preference for playing forward, and do you think you'll remain there next season when Tommy Mack and Sam return?
I love playing forward, but I think I've always sort of said wherever Goody and the coaching staff need me to play, I'm happy to run out there on the weekend. But I think going forward potentially it'll be maybe forward, maybe mid or wing role, something like that. But as I said, just wherever Goody needs me, I'm happy to do.
A lot has been made of the late start to our pre-season as a result of finals last year. We had a lot of off-season surgeries and the interrupted pre-seasons to many players, and that having an impact and making us sort of have a slow start to the year. That's the view from us as outsiders. For you, as someone on the inside, how much of a role do you think that's had in the season this year?
Yeah, obviously it's not ideal, but we're not here to make excuses. We all, I guess, going into pre-season, round one, although we had some interrupted pre-season, we were ready to go. It obviously hasn't panned out to the way we wanted, but we've been working real hard on week to week on our game, and unfortunately it hasn't quite been as consistent as we would have liked. But I guess in the past probably 6 to 8 weeks, although the results haven't gone our way, we've definitely showed more signs of playing Melbourne footy, but just not consistent enough to win a game. But hopefully we can, I guess, build some momentum in the second half of the last 2 games, and take that into pre-season and season 2020.
How confident are you that we can bounce back next year and rediscover the form of 2018?
Super confident. I guess with another pre-season, I guess you can't really. This game doesn't owe you anything, and as we've found out this year, you can go from the top to the bottom pretty quickly. So we'll be doing everything we can in this upcoming pre-season, and to be fit and firing and ready to go come round 1 2020.
Just a couple of last questions for you, Bayley, and we're extremely grateful for your time this evening. What are the boys doing to keep morale and spirits up during such a dismal season?
If you're around the club right now, you probably wouldn't know that the results aren't going our way. So I think that's one good part about the footy club. It's everyone's still up and about, and we're all helping each other, getting each other through, and trying to better ourselves every day we're in at the club, and trying to bring our best out on game day.
And finally, Bayley, I've got to ask you, what's it like being the greatest player of all time to ever play the AFLX format? I've copped a bit of crap about over that, but it's not too bad. I guess to win the 2 premierships is good fun, and it's unfortunate that we can't go around again next year, but it's a bit of a laugh. All right, Bayley, I just want to thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your time, and we look forward to a much better year for the D's next year. Thank you very much for your time.
Too easy, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right,
Thanks, Bayley.